What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things as they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them.
I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out. Well, maybe tomorrow the world will wake and get it right, but I have my doubts, yeah. During the day, well, I design machines of war that scream through the sky. 'Cause I, for one, I like to go to bed free at night under these stars and stripes. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubts, but they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out. And I don't understand. Roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progress of man. And I have my doubt that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts. And I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. I have my doubts, so I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. That we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back up. Yes, I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. So don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. Well, the things I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out.
Good evening. Hope everyone is doing well. I want to start off the night. I want to get on topic, but before that, I actually even have something, well, personally, I think it's more important. And I had it all set up how I was going to start out before this added clip, but I think that it calls for the exact same intro. I'm going to take off my, and I'm asking everybody out there, everybody, especially the content creators, I want you to take your regular hat off, okay? Regular hat. And I want you to put on your common sense cap, okay? So, this is going to be a common sense cap discussion. So, before we get started on the actual topic for the show, I caught a clip, well, an entire video put out by Tim Pool earlier today. And so I in no means intend to trample over Tim Pool's work. And I would ask Tim, please don't strike me, bro. By all means, monetize it. They're not going to let me do it, and I'm not going to try because it's not my video. So, I think this is probably one of the most important minutes that people can hear if they want to understand one of the biggest causes of why our nation is in the shoes it's in. And I am talking about from A to Z. I am talking about increased crime. I am talking about this crazy LGBTQ XRYZ IROC Z28 stuff going on. Hey, I'm all good. You know, live life how you choose. I'm good with that. I support that wholeheartedly. However, indoctrinating people's children via schools is not, absolutely not, a natural way about coming across it. There are so many different things that have been done to further erode this country, but a lot of those things hinged on one very important thing. One very, very important thing. Because unless they got this out of the way, they would not have succeeded. They would not have even begun to succeed. But over the course of the last few decades, it's open house now, baby. Let's see what this gentleman has to say on Timcast. And you might want to take heart of this. You might want to share this.
I had never heard a presidential candidate talk about how the federal government subsidizes separating families in states until he spoke about it on the debate. But I do want to abolish Title IV-D of the Social Security Act, which is an incentive from the federal government. They give $3 for every $2 spent on child support and enforcement programs in every state. So they're incentivizing the state to create a visitor out of one parent and a custodian parent out of the other parent. And then if this parent has any issues, they criminalize them and take more. So we're talking $3 for every $2 given. That's what they do. And if you look since 1975, when Ford signed this into law, if you look since then, the amount of fatherless homes has increased tenfold. I mean, insane amount. And 1 in 4 kids lives in a fatherless home now.
That one thing that they did, removing fathers from the home, opened up the doors for them to indoctrinate children any way they please, to even treat the children in any way they please. I mean, I'm not saying, no kids are bad apples, but I have saw plenty of exchanges between these resource officers and students. right? And that is not the proper way to do it. How many students that suffer from things like autism have been attacked by school resource officers because they had an episode? It happens a fair amount. They wouldn't be able to get away with doing that type of demoralizing actions because it's very important for them to demoralize us. That's just one of the tools they do it. They demoralize us in so many ways. What do you think the big kick is to shoot your dog dead? It's to demoralize you. They did the same damn thing back Hitler's times. And did it before then. It's a recurring chapter in the book. Folks, we have to put on our common sense hats. Ladies, dare I say, you have to resist the urge to take the old man to the cleaners just because they make it quick and easy with your name on a dotted line. They provide your lawyer services. They provide any damn thing you need. If you need a damn ride to court, they're going to make sure you get there. The father? Right. I came out about this. It's like a taboo topic. And I'm one of those people, especially if it's a personal issue, I don't want to beat a dead horse. There's no point in it. And this is one of those topics that you lay down, not very many people will even come close to picking it up. Most will kind of glance over at it, see what it is, and just kind of like they didn't see nothing and walk right past it. Because it's a very, very uncomfortable topic. It's uncomfortable for the men that are victims, myself included. It's uncomfortable for the children that are now living in fatherless homes. How about the children that get abused because mom's new boyfriend's a dick? How often do you think that happens? Real damned often, I'll tell you that. We need men to be men. And we need women to stop giving in to that easy check. Shalom. I'm going to cut that out for a video tomorrow. And that's why I went ahead and signed off. But now let's talk about the other topic at hand, shall we? I don't have any articles up. I'm going to discuss this and going to read the headlines from Friday and gonna boogie. What am I ranting about social media influencers for? Well, again, remember, we put on the common sense caps. So I did write down a few notes. First off, here's one of the issues that I see, the overarching issue, because I always try to look for the big picture. Right? I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely search for the micros because, the micros are big deals. But you also have to look at the macros. Got to look at it all. And if you don't pull back and look at the big picture, And what I see largely with these, and it's the prepping genre. I'm sure that it many other genres on YouTube and other social medias as well. I don't follow a bunch of stuff because I'm going to be real honest. I don't really particularly care for people. So I kind of just, do my own thing. Believe me, I'm not watching other people to know their opinions on everything. I don't give a damn. Anyway, what I see is a bunch of chiefs that have spent little to no time being Indians. And they want to run and just go, 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 go. But there's an issue with that. There's a real big issue with that. For one, I always believe in leading by example. For one, if you really don't have a good working knowledge of whatever it is you're talking about, number one, don't come off and exude confidence, right? Leading is not misleading. Leading is not misinforming. Leading is not knowing what the hell you're talking about, but clicking record on a fucking camera so you can get another video on YouTube. It's not. A couple of videos that I did see earlier today. One of them from the Prepared Homestead. Travis. Boy, he's just cream of the crop, ain't he? Spent the good part of the video completely talking down, by the way, misjudged probably half of it, and completely talking down and fear-mongering up the events going on at Burning Man. Now the real reason is it's a trending topic, and so he wants to get some numbers on video so he gets a little income coming in. That's okay to whore with Babylon if it's getting money, right? It's okay. It's okay. But he's talking about how everybody there's whoring with Babylon. Oh, I'm not whoring with Babylon. Oh, no. No, but those people whoring with Babylon. Well, he don't quite have that accent, but, you know. So, you know, the crazy thing of it is, now not this year, but a couple of other years, I've known a few people, personally known a few people that's gone there. They're not woke freaks. They're big partiers. And yeah, they went there to party. That's that, but it's not... You don't have to be a woke freak to get in. It's not like, you know, you gotta be a woke freak. And in fact, a lot of people aren't woke freaks. A lot of people just want to go have fun, go to a party. In my younger days, I mean, I wouldn't go nowhere near it now. In my younger days, oh hell yeah, that'd been one hell of a road trip. You damn right. But was I an evil, Satan worshipping and woke person pushing this agenda? And no. But I enjoyed a good party. I enjoyed a good time. And that's what the majority of people there go for. Not some kind of satanic worship ritual, blah, blah, blah. But it's in the shape of a pentagram. Common sense hat. Put it on. Common sense hat. Let them people deal with their own demons. Why don't we deal with their own? Why don't we deal with their own? Because here's the thing that I see as a big issue. Now I'm gonna beat the hell out of that dead horse. He's just not dead enough yet. You know, there's a lot of different things in preparedness that we could talk about. We could talk about food. We could, long-term storage food. We could talk about bug-out bags. We could talk about knives, guns, you name it. There is a ton of things that we could talk about. Some of it is particularly for us in our situation. Some of your stuff is probably for you, your situation. That's just the way it is. One of my number one pieces of advice about bug-out bags is don't pack your bug-out bag after somebody else's. You know what I mean? You need to really take good stock and think about what you need in your situation, what you need in your bag. Why? Because there's a whole lot of situations in preparedness that are dependent, right? But there's some things that aren't. And in fact, there are some things that are universal. We all have to eat, right? Every last one of us. We have to eat, right? So you would think that that would be a communal concern, right? Because, and you even hear them talking about it, right? Ooh, and pointing at people and talking down about people that don't prep, that don't have but more than 3 days of food. Really running them into the ground. You know, somebody like Pinball Prepper claimed that they were liberals. Anything negative's got to be a liberal. Liberal. Another retard. It's ridiculous, folks. In the real world, and I tried teaching my kids this for what little good it did, for what little amount of time I was there. I tried teaching my children that the world is not he who is the loudest wins. Now that might get you far, Kenneth. That might get you far. But it won't get you in an SHTF situation. It won't. I'm speaking to all you content creators. I haven't seen a single one of you cover how the hell you are going to plant, harvest, and process enough food, even for your group. And don't give me your bullshit tabletop flour grinder. Nah, bruh. For one, somebody's gonna be on that sumbitch full time. And number two, that sumbitch ain't gonna last very long, somebody on it full time. Common sense, Cap. So how are we going to do it? You're going to go out there wheat one at a time, planting the wheat just one at a time? That ought to be fun. And I know you can take things like rye and stuff like that to harvest them and stuff like that, but then you got to, whatever you call the process. I'm not a farmer, folks. I'm not a farmer. But I know that we need to eat, and I know that the math doesn't add up. You cannot plant, harvest, and process enough food to survive by hand. You need technology. It blows my mind. It's the universal issue that every single one of us faces. There isn't a single one of us that don't face this problem. Not unless you've actually done something, and we still face the problem. I've just taken steps. You can take steps. It wasn't just me. I don't have a farm either, but believe me, there's enough farms and farmers involved, and we're good. You need to work on you. Wood gasification. FEMA wood gasifier. Real easy. Just look it up. Right? I constantly hear preppers, the content creators, not preppers. I don't want you guys to misunderstand when I'm speaking to content creators and you guys. The content creators, in a sense, they're leaders, right? They're in a leadership role, and they should take a certain amount of responsibility with it, and they don't. Not even a little bit. They really honestly don't. If you try to go to them with anything, first thing they do is shut you down. Everybody is just a dumb son of a bitch, and anybody that has anything to say, oh, well, they're just jealous. They're just jealous. What am I jealous about? Angry Prepper's big on that. Jealous. What am I? How the hell am I jealous of some dumbass that won't make it past the first few days? Why would I be jealous of that? You think your YouTube's title? stupid. No, I'm not retarded, bro. No. I'm very much a realist. I'm not retarded. Try it sometime. I mean, I know you worked your hard your whole life to be that way, but just, yeah, I don't know. Maybe try picking up a book or something. I swear. Now I'm going to bitch about one other, too, before we get to headlines. Because it's bullshit. And this is how you tell the difference between an influencer and a leader. Okay? First of all, I think we could all be in agreement if I said leaders lead by example. Right? In other words, don't sit there and film doing dumb shit to show everybody your dumb shit so they go and copy your dumb shit. Probably a good plan. So there's a cat today, and yeah, I'll name him because I think we need to out these people. Enough's enough. Come on. Asymmetrical preparedness. I guess Oops sent him a frickin' power box and some solar panels. I'm not saying that dude's not a nice guy. It's nothing about who he is personality-wise, as far as whether he's nice. But when I look at things in life, I don't ask myself whether I like it or whether I don't like it. I don't ask myself whether my friends will like it or they won't like it. I ask myself if it's right or wrong. That simple. Is it right or wrong? Dude makes a video on this box today. Actually brags about not reading the instructions on it, which is not something you should do with a device that can burn your home down. And here he is going to tell people all about these boxes when he is literally dangerous. How, you might ask? Okay. So he commented about how he wanted such a longer cord for this plug that went from they used to call them cigarette lighter ports, now I guess they're accessory ports or whatever, the old cigarette lighter plugs, right? And comes with a cable, I don't know, looked maybe about 3 foot, and he was saying it's not long enough, he wants a longer cable. Well, that might sound all good and well. But the more you know. There's a reason that cable's short. And the reason the cable's short is because the wires are not thick. Now, I don't recommend trying to draw over about 6 amps out of a cigarette lighter / accessory port. 6 amps max, man. I'm telling you, unless it's something heavy duty you put in and you wired with one thick ass wire and you know what you're doing. No, don't ever go over 6 amps with one. You can burn up the outlet, you can burn up the plug. The reason why you don't want to add lengths of wire to it, because again, your wire's got to be thick enough to support that, because the more resistance you have, the hotter that wire is going to get during its charge process, as well as the connectors and everything else. You push it too much, and it's not hard to do with DC electric. You push it too much, and you're going to burn shit up. You go running some bullshit gauge wire, you go running even some standard hookup wire. You go running some standard 12-volt hookup wire, which is typically 12 gauge or so, 10 gauge, something like that, around 12 usually. Your typical hookup wire, 12-volt DC hookup wire. You go run a 10 gauge cable from the front of your vehicle to the back and install an accessory port and try running 8 to 10 amps through that and tell me what happens. That is, after the fire department's gone. No, folks, don't do that. Why? Because not being educated in something can kill you. That's right. See, it's not what you know that kills you, it's what you don't know that kills you. I mean, he didn't know what an Anderson connector was. No clue. I got 10 amp, if I'm not mistaken. 10 amp Anderson connector, I believe. The little red and black one. Michael, you're not a bad dude, man. But we gotta stop. I mean, folks, you don't see me come on here and give you all kind of videos about shit that I am not versed in, do you? There's a reason for that. Again, it's not about what I want, it's about what's right or wrong. And it's wrong for me to come out here and just make a video on some kind of bullshit, just put up a video. It's really getting old. It's really getting old. I'm still not on good terms about this show, by the way. So, we'll see. We'll see. I'm pretty fed up. Alright, gonna run through the headlines from Friday. And by the way, not fed up at viewers. Not fed up at you guys. Not at all. I will tell you though, please take the information that I'm trying to lay down and please do something with it. Your survival, if we wind up in a true SHTF, grid down, no fuel, all that SHTF, your survival will literally hinge on this. It's mind-blowing to me. And I do believe I put it there. Let me double check. If you go to the watchmannews.com and you click the resource tab, you will see FEMA gasifier plan and it opened up in a different window. So, there we go. I forced it to open up in this window. All right, so there you go. Right there, that there, the WatchmanNews.com resources tab, FEMA gasifier plans. Go save some people's lives. And I mean that. I mean that. To me, it is the most ridiculous thought that I can't get a single prepper channel to have a single conversation about this. But they all want your money, and they all want you to try to buy for you to buy the products that they try to pilfer. But they won't talk about the one universal issue that all of us face that they never even mention. And I'm not saying that they should run out and without ever making one, trying to tell people how to do it, but they need to let people know about it, and they need to get the information out there as far as, okay, your group needs to take whoever it is that's good at tinkering, whoever it is that's good at combustion engines. This is your job. You're on this. right? That's what needs to happen. They all talk a big game about wanting to save people and the big grand plan that they have, and they don't even have a damn thing set up to be able to plant, harvest, and process food. Again, your tabletop flour grinder. Nah, bro. Need something a little bit bigger, something that's gonna need to be operated by a horse or a bunch of running water. Or there's other ways. But I mean, I'm just saying. People aren't, they're not, and I don't expect the average person, folks. I want you to understand that. I don't expect the average person to know all this. I don't. I'm not calling the average person dumb for not knowing it. But these content creators are supposed to be leaders. Are they not? And I would hope that a leader knows more than the average. Right? Again, they want to be chiefs, haven't spent the time being the Indians. If they did, they would know the information. Hard to bullshit people that know what they're talking about. Anywho, I reckon, I'll switch back. Reckon we can do headlines. Get out of here. I can take off my common sense hat and put on my sleep hat. I don't have a sleep hat. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I need a sleep hat. I'll sleep better with sleep hat. You think a sleep hat would be better like some big-ass build hat like this, or the little floppy little nightcap thing? That looks a little freaky to me. I don't know. I mean, reminds me of a rolled up rubber, but hey, let's see. Ukraine to get, by the way, Friday's news, you guys know the drill. Ukraine to get U.S. Abrams tanks within weeks, says Politico. Indonesia rubbishes Pentagon's joint statement on China and Russia. Ukrainian drone targets Russian atomic city, says governor. More German companies prefer to invest abroad, says survey. EU energy prices surging. NASA shares alleged images of Russian moonlander crash site. Rise of BRICS devastating for the U.S., says a congresswoman. Poland boasts of South Korean weapons ahead of drills near Russia. Western nations trying to slow march of history, says Moscow. Ukrainian troops dying due to poor quality medical supplies, says media. Chechen leader threatens U.S. with revenge for his mother. I will kill you. You'll kill my mother. Well, something like that. I'm not real good with accents. A major EU economy sees jump in unemployment. Let's see. First traces of radioactive isotope found near Fukushima wastewater. Russia's longest-range nuclear missile goes into service, says space chief. Russia ditching unreliable dollar in trade, says Lavrov. Rush to you can send those dollars to me. Bunch of them. Small bills, please. Rush and keep it to yourself, because you know Biden. Russia ditching. Oh, I covered that. I want that money. Rush to accept Ukraine into EU could spell disaster, says Austrian FM. Ukraine goes on the attack against Mars. Japan complains about Russian victory celebration. Erdogan and Putin to meet in Sochi, says Kremlin. Huge withdrawal of capital from Switzerland to Middle East, says media. Pentagon seeks UFO reports. Russia is invincible, says Putin. Russia identifies terrorists from Beizian school siege. Yeah, but what did they identify themselves? Because you know that's what counts. Only 10% of Western firms have left Russia, says Austria. Hey, you know, that's all Trump's got to do. He's just got to identify as somebody else. That's all he's got to do. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? He identifies as somebody else. What are they going to do? Probably still throw his ass in jail, but whatever. Conflict should be transferred to Russian territories, Ukrainian spy chief, says Ukrainian spy chief. Car dealer jailed over $40 million in fraud. Guy was busy, yo. I didn't do it. Let's see. Where was I? Here we go. Nobel Foundation to welcome Russian ambassador. Child killed by Ukrainian shelling of Donetsk. Ukraine threatens to challenge EU states in court. J.P. Morgan processed $1 billion for Epstein, says a lawsuit. But will any of them go to jail? Nope. That you probably seen the end of that, right? The Epsteining himself incident, and Ghislaine in jail. Got to put the quotes, because, you know, I'm sure it's much a jail like, what's her name? Snoop Dogg's hoe. What is Snoop Dogg's hoe? Martha White. Snoop Dogg's hoe. Anyway, TikTok influencer gets life sentence for murder. New COVID wave sweeping the world, says WHO. E-scooter ban hits Paris. Putin backs teaching Chinese in Russian schools. Call of Duty to snoop on players for hate speech. Right, while you kids are out there shooting each other in the face, you talk nice. You talk nice. What a pop a cap in your ass. Is that would that be hate speech? Belarus claims Polish military chopper violated its border. A Nobel laureate placed on Russia's foreign agents list. White House preparing for Biden impeachment, says NBC. U.S. Senate a privileged nursing home, says Nikki Haley. Yeah, well, we don't need you in charge, but you're correct. Ukrainian naval drone targets Crimean bridge, says MOD. Not the banned method of destruction. No, Ministry of Defense. So, method of destruction, you know, I don't know. You'd have to ask them personally what they think. U.S. send depleted uranium munitions to Ukraine, says Reuters. Macron calls French presidential term limit bullshit. Yeah. So, right, we've had, like, Putin extend his stay. We've had Xi Jinping extend his stay. I don't know if there's any other countries that, but now France is, you know, and then maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't know of any countries where any individuals would particularly want to rule like a dictator or anything. There's nobody that is that, you know, evil here in the United States, of course. Bullshit, he says. Iran accuses Israel of missile sabotage plot. And we just started yesterday's news, which means I get a drink of coffee. And a vape. All right. Fun time. Again, we're on yesterday's stuff. Russians take Dubai real estate market by storm. UK house price slide accelerates, says data. North Korea fired several cruise missiles, says Seoul. Luxury giant loses crown as EU's most valuable firm. Italian factories slashing workforce, says Bloomberg. Ex-Zelensky sponsor charged with money laundering. EU's largest economy stocks up on Russian fertilizers. Nobel Foundation pulls invitation to Russia. Ukrainian shelling kills one in Russian border region, says governor. EU migration system has been broken for years, says Austria. Grain deal hinges on swift action, says Turkish media. Sanctions against Russia turning Germany into kamikaze, says MP. Half of Ukraine's Jews have fled abroad, says rabbi. Poland shut down largest Ukrainian refugee center, says media. More medical centers refusing to offer abortions in Russian region. Moscow warns of direct clash with NATO. Russia adapting to new Ukrainian tactics, says New York Times. Criticizing Ukraine's counteroffensive doesn't help, says White House. Guatemalan president-elect cries foul over lawfare coup. Oh, this is here locally. The medical system, the HSHS, Hospital Sisters Health Systems, is experiencing widespread communications outages as of Monday morning. They were hacked, yo. You know, one of the typical things where they're hacked, and I guess people hold the systems ransom. And, you know, even a friend of ours has had to have appointments canceled and stuff as a result of it. And to my knowledge, they're still not scheduling yet. I have no idea what's all going to shake out with that. But, yeah, it's going on here. Germany prosecutes 98-year-old concentration camp guard. Ukraine's Western backers are pro-Nazi coalition, says Medvedev. By the way, all of these, you know, people that worked for Hitler, that did dirty deeds for Hitler, don't need to be living a lifetime of a free life, and then right before they die, oh, well, yeah, you're going to get convicted. But, you know, it's tell me you don't mean it without telling me you don't mean it. You know what I mean? Ukraine's Western backers are pro-Nazi. Oh, I said that. God gave me ability to see into the future, says Central Asian state's president. One of the reasons why I do what I do. Kiev court arrests billionaire ex-Zelensky sponsor. Dozens killed in Congo protest crackdown. Ex-Italian PM claims France shot down passenger plane. Burning Man attendee stranded in the desert. There's been one death. And things could get a little stupid. So, like I say, Prepared Homestead went off on a whole big tangent. So did BP Earthwatch on a big And look, you know, I'm not saying that there's not overtones and stuff like that. But do you know why people push away God? It's because of bullshit like that. It's because of taking stuff like that and just so overinflating it to the point of stupidity. For what? Oh, my reaction video. Ooh, you need to make me an idol. These people are sick, folks. These people are sick. Common sense hat. Put on that common sense hat and you'll see it. You'll see how sick it is to sit there and every single day we exaggerate the shit out of anything that we can get our hands on. So we can keep people coming back and clicking on our video content, but we're not putting money over people. Oh no. We're somehow justifying this. Let's see. Make videos, talk about a bunch of shit I only half understand. No, I'm doing the right thing. That's pretty much how it goes, I think. Anyway. Let's see. North Korea stages simulated tactical nuclear attack. And holy hell. Okay. Brazil posts record oil and gas production. UK home sales set to hit 12-year low. Elon Musk proposes poll on banning Anti-Defamation League. Hey, big boy, why don't you propose to me? No, I'm kidding. Let's see. EU nation calls for security guarantees for Russia. Sales of Russian ice cream booming in Israel. Eurozone slowdown faster than expected, says ECB. These are all, this last several of them show 16 hours ago, so I got up, last night I had some breathing troubles and stuff, so I got up for a little bit, and what stuff was there I shared out, so. Ex-UK defense chief sparked rift with U.S. over helicopter deal, says The Times. West looking for ways to ban Russian diamonds, says New York Times. And now to the stuff I started putting out this morning when I got up the second or third or fifth time. Let's see. Hollywood strikes cost California economy billions, says Financial Times. Musk's secretly funded Bitcoin rival, says Wall Street Journal. Singer-songwriter of hit... Oh, I've shared out entertainment stuff, sorry. Russian drones destroy Ukrainian oil depot, says Ministry of Defense. U.S. issues ISIS warning amid Syria clashes. NATO may collapse by 2025, says academic. U.S. dollar, a very problematic currency, says Moscow. Pope issues message to China. And they don't give a shit. U.S. intelligence dreams of spy pants. That's right. That's right. Their newest, latest thing that they want is spy pants. Right? Spy pants would be a hell of an addition to Space Force. Could you imagine Space Force with spy pants? Holy hell. Anyway, hackers leaked sensitive info on UK defense, says the Mirror. Oh, the Mirror didn't say it. Maybe the magazine, the Mirror, or something, but my Mirror doesn't say shit to me, other than tell me I'm beautiful every morning, but, you know. Kiev and Moscow should be pressed into talks, says Finnish Presidential. One dead at rain-soaked Burning Man. I mentioned that earlier. U.S. businesses losing patience with China, says Biden official. Putin issues warning on genetics technology. U.S. Special Ops to wage real-time AI information war. You mean like the one that you've been waging for like over a decade? You just got really good shit now, right? Because you've been doing this shit for over a decade. What the hell do you think people are talking about when they talk about the algorithms? That's scripts. And even though it's basic, it's still a form of artificial intelligence. You got a non-human going over information and making decisions upon what happens with that information. That is AI. British spies censored COVID criticism, says media. Netanyahu calls for deporting migrant rioters. Zelensky to oust defense minister. Netanyahu pledges to build anti-migrant wall. Western Europe needs a security deal with Russia, says French FM. Not FM radio, Ukrainian military to conscript HIV patients. You're dying of AIDS? Come die in our war. That's what they're doing. I'm serious. That's what they're doing. Hey, you can get it over with a lot faster this way. Why let those oozing sores cause you to lose blood and die, when you can just lose a bunch of it from a decapitation or a leg blown off? Hell, you don't gotta worry about HIV no more. I shouldn't be making light of it, but men need to be men, and men need to be allowed to be men. Cool story, bro. Biden fears being perceived as stupid, says a biographer. I don't know why he would fear that. I mean, come on, he's the President of the United States. There isn't anybody that thinks the President of the United States could be stupid. Sacked Ukrainian defense minister reveals total value of Western military aid. This is that video clip that I had played. I shared it out on Twitter, X, formerly known as Twat. Let's see. China warns neighbors against repeat of Ukraine tragedy. And that's all. And I did it in an hour. I'm going to get off of here and keep that hour. Hope you all have a good evening. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. No promises. Hope you have a good night. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.